Obviously, the defense has particular positions about them throughout the course of this case, throughout the course of litigation leading into sentencing, but that is a point.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure it was Sierra, not Serena. So I was going to see if Serena was starting to talk, but that was in fact for Sierra. So I will go ahead and answer that question now. I mean, talking about Kathy, talking about Jane, I mean, these are very vital, right? Because they're a huge part of the trial. And I think that Judge Arun Samaranian, of course, has to consider these things. I mean, he said it early on today. It was a question mark. The defense was saying, okay, I don't even know if these people should be considered as part of it, as part of victims. But he ruled, yes, they are in fact victims. And I think, of course, it's going to be in the back of his mind the testimony that they had, going through and recounting some of the trauma that they had. Of course, that's something that's going to be coming up. And I do have to wonder if when P. Diddy himself does finally address the court, if he's going to mention these people, because that's the allegation here, right, is trauma and abuse. And I wonder if he's going to say, yeah, I did some things wrong. Here's how I learned, and here's how I'm going to get better. And I guess I wonder if that's something that he might address.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because Serena, in Sean Combs' letter, okay, to the court, he said, my sadness was my motivator. I have to admit my downfall was rooted in my selfishness. The scene and images of me assaulting Cassie play over and over in my head daily. I literally lost my mind. I was dead wrong for putting my hands on the woman that I love. I'm sorry for that and always will be. My domestic violence will always be a heavy burden that I will have to forever carry. He said earlier on, I take full responsibility and accountability for my past wrongs. I want to apologize and say how sincerely sorry I am for all the hurt and pain that I've caused others by my conduct. 2 questions for you, Serena. A, do you think that's what he's going to focus on, the victims in this case? And B, does he have to be careful? Does he have to be careful saying that he did this, that he apologizes for what he did, because he might have an appeal? If he's sentenced to 10 years in prison, he's going to fight appeal. If he admits to wrongdoing, if he admits to doing this, can that jeopardize the appeal?
It's a good question. So first of all, I do think he's going to try to focus on the victims. Certainly now that the prosecutor kind of put that out there, I think even if he hadn't been prepared to do that, hearing that, he might say, look, you know, my lawyers did their thing, but the remorse that I have to give over for my victims has to come directly from me. You know, he might kind of spin it that way to make it seem like it was planned that way. Whether he has to be careful, you know, I think in a balancing situation here, he's really got to show as much as possible his remorse. He's got to show the judge that he is willing to change, and he can't be callous about it, and he really can't be equivocal. I think he really has to go full in if he wants any of that mitigation and sympathy to be thrown his way. So even if he's thinking about appealing, you know, there's a lot of things that you could appeal, not necessarily having to do with